This is Overtime with Terrence and Leon.
Coach, here we are, postseason. The 2025-26 season. Sectional is finally here. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to going into this section.
Yeah, I mean, sectional play coming into the tournament, it's always fun to see just kind of the culmination of our season. What have we all put together, doing everything we can to play our best at the end of the year, and now the girls just to go out there. It's like, this is the fun part. We get to go out there and just show what we've got. So I know the girls are excited, and we are really excited to get out there. And we haven't played a game in 8 days, so it'll be about 10 days by the time we get to Tuesday. So we are biting at the bit to get out there and play.
So, Coach, when you think about sectional play, when you look at your team and what you've done this season, what gives you, and now that you've had some time off and been able to prepare a little more, what gives you hope to think that you guys could potentially make a run in sectional?
Yeah, I think the girls in general have really taken on, when we've played different teams, being in different defenses, being able to throw different defenses at teams on the fly, do it well, and just be able to kind of understand why the scout is in place or why different scouts are in place against different teams. And then even on the fly, girls speaking up during the game of what they're seeing on the floor and what changes we can make. So I think we're a really versatile team. We can do a lot of different things defensively. And just having that on our end, we feel like we can throw many different looks at teams just to kind of throw them off, can keep them out of rhythm throughout a game.
Yeah. When you look over the past season, and we're trying to do a recap of the season, and then we'll do a preview of the postseason. But as you look back in a season with the ebbs and flows of a young team, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Where have you seen the most meaningful growth in your team this year?
Yeah, I would say, I think back to our first game of the season, and for some of our players, it was definitely, it was a wake-up call just as far as the pace, the physicality of varsity basketball. Because most of our girls on our rotation were not playing varsity basketball last year. And the growth I've seen from them really is just confidence in their own abilities, being confident, being strong with the basketball, but also being confident in one another, and just kind of how that really pays dividends when you're playing with someone next to you who has confidence in you. So you're taking that open shot, or you're making that extra pass, or you're sprinting for that rebound, you're sprinting up and down the floor because if you're open, your teammate's going to get you the basketball. So they've really grown in that aspect, and they've really grown to really like one another off the court, and it's starting to show on the court as well.
Every team has its own feel, and every team develops what coaches call their identity. What is the identity of this team that we can expect to see this coming week?
Yeah, so there's things that we see in individual players, and it kind of has come together with this group, but when the hustle and effort is in the right place, we are a very good defensive and a very good rebounding team. And when we have those things in place consistently for 32 minutes, we feel like we can compete with anybody on our schedule and anyone in our sectional. And when we've done that, we've played our best basketball. So defense and rebounding, really two things we feel like we're really good at. And when hustle and effort, those are really hustle and effort things, right? So when we show those things, we feel like we play some of our best basketball.
Yeah, Coach, when you think about a team and you think about habits that are developed over the year, but then you get to this time of year, and it's like you feel the weight of every shot.
Yeah.
What do you feel like are the few things that your team can fundamentally feel confident that will happen, that will be there when that pressure comes?
Yeah, I think, when it comes to our guards, fundamentally, one thing we preach all the time is playing off the 2 feet. It's really easy to get in the lane and just want to get in the air quickly and get a shot up. And then the other thing would be our post players just working all the time. We always say do your work early in the post. So you're being physical, you're making contact. Those are two things that we work on all the time. We preach throughout the season. And those are two things that we know we can do against anybody. Get in the lane, get to 2 feet, do our work early, find ways to be physical in the post. So those are going to be things, and that's on both ends of the floor, really. We're going to hang our hat on offensively, and when we need a basket or we need to make a play, those are the things we'll go to.
Yeah. When you, talking about the moments of the season, what has this group shown you that tells you, okay, we've had the entire season, now I think they're ready to compete? Because you've had some time off. It's been a while since your last game. and only you have seen the team. No one else has. But what gives you a little bit of confidence to say, I think we're going to be better than what people think?
Yeah, I think there's a looseness that the girls have with one another, you know, and there's sometimes you got to reel it in as far as just, all right, we got a job to do. That, you know, we want to get better today in every way we can, but you know, they really enjoy being around one another, and that looseness, I think, allows them to kind of play free on the floor. You know, that's what we've seen from them. And you know, there are glimpses at times in games where, you know, when mistakes are made, you know, things can unravel in different ways. But you know, ultimately, we feel like the girls have had the freedom to play, and giving them that freedom, they've really become comfortable in growing their own abilities, but also growing their IQ. And you know, somebody like a Kaylin Catherine, a Nora Wiedemann, Maggie Jelinek, speaking up in a huddle and being willing to communicate what they see, so that we as coaches can kind of communicate with each other and with them as far as, all right, what adjustments do we need to make?
Bruins Guts Willer is the right choice for your next construction project. We strive to deliver unparalleled service to our clients by focusing on craftsmanship and quality. Our core values of integrity, professionalism, and fair pricing all but ensures our clients receive the best possible experience. Whether it's commercial construction, remodeling an existing space, or even building a luxurious home, we offer a comprehensive suite of construction management services. So before you break ground, give us a call at 812-934-2105. Bruins Guts Willer, building a better future for Southeastern Indiana for over 100 years.
You know, Leon, one of the things that I like most about working and living in Batesville, it's the community. Batesville has a little something for everyone, and FCN Bank is the exact same way. Whether it's my personal or business needs, FCN offered me an array of banking products and services that would fit my every banking need. Don't take my word for it. You should check it out yourself at www.fcnbank.com. FCN Bank, building stronger communities. Member FDIC.
When we talk about being ready to compete in the postseason, what has your team shown you from a standpoint of composure, attention to detail, that type of thing that's improved throughout the year?
Yeah, thinking about this one is we found ways to weather the storm. When teams make runs on us, we don't let it overwhelm us. We found ways to settle down, make a play to give us some momentum, give us some energy, go in a positive direction. And you know, you can look at all of our games, and one thing that we've talked about is growth isn't linear. It's one thing as a team we talk about all year, and we've definitely had some highs and some lows. But you know, you take a game like our Ripley County Championship at South Ripley. We played a great third quarter. South Ripley came out in the fourth quarter and made a run on us, but we stayed composed. We found ways, and I believe we got cut to as little as 5 or 6 within that fourth quarter. And then you have a senior like Kaylin Catherine making a play, getting downhill, getting a layup. You have another senior feeding a sophomore, or sorry, not senior, junior, Nora Wiedemann feeding Maggie Jelinek in the post for an easy layup. So just getting the ball to the spots that we know we can score in, even when the other team maybe goes on an 8-10-0 run, just to kind of nix that run and weather the storm, so to speak.
Coach, when you talk about those two upperclassmen, who are your two upperclassmen, tell us a little bit about each one and what they brought to the table.
Yeah, Kaylin, I mean, she's played a lot of basketball. She's a basketball lifer. She plays it year-round. It's all the time. And she really just like has fun and enjoys playing basketball, and it really it's contagious to our team. Girls like to latch onto that and enjoy the ride with her. And you know, just some of the things she sees. I've talked about this at different points of the season, but she's a great help side defender. She's someone that kind of blows up plays even before they happen at times, because of how she sees like the next thing that might happen. Nora Wiedemann, great on-ball defender, and she's someone that's really stepped up as a leader for this group, whether that be in practice and games. She's most oftentimes our first to talk, our vocal leader on the floor and off the floor. And then she's also kind of that person that sets the tone defensively for us. She's usually guarding the other team's best ball handler, ball hawk on the ball, setting that tone. Other girls kind of feed off that energy.
Yeah. What have you seen that's beyond the wins and the losses and stats columns that they've done to influence teammates? So when you look at, a Maggie Jelenic or you look at a Molly Gazelle, what do you look at those two and say, they got that from an upperclassman? That makes you proud.
Sure, yeah. I think you look at someone like Maggie, and one thing that she has always had, even since I saw her play in middle school, is just a resilience to rebound. But now I think she's become much more confident in her shooting ability. And I wouldn't say she's shown it in games, but gosh, she's one of our best shooters in practice.
Yeah.
We go through shooting drills and all those things. And I think that comes from her teammates just kind of like, hey, I can do this, you can do this too.
Yeah.
So that's just one example. And for Molly, Molly has such a quick first step, and she can get downhill. And I think, seeing that from a Nora and a Kaylin, how aggressive they are off the dribble. And, when Molly gets in there, having the confidence to go up and finish, and just kind of being reinforced by her teammates, like, hey, we want you to do that. We are better when you are doing that for us. I think that's kind of some of the things that have trickled down that they've picked up from them.
Yeah. So, Coach, when you look at the sectional and you look at your path, tell us a little bit about what you're expecting to see as you go along throughout the week.
Well, we opened with South Dearborn, a team we played early in the year, and they've only been able to win one game this year, but they're a team that's grown the same way we have. We know they're going to give us our best shot, and we can't overlook anything we're doing. So, the first game we're going to be focused on. You try to look ahead a little bit as a coach, because you always got to plan ahead, right?
Yeah, you have to. You got to plan the whole.
Right,
yeah,
you do.
Everybody.
And as a team, we're focused on one at a time. But we know that Greensburg's down the road if we were to get a win on Tuesday, and Greensburg's a great team, and they have some great players who are going to go on to play college basketball beyond high school. But one thing that looking into that, we're going to have to play our best basketball. But I talked about it earlier. The edge I think we have is we can throw different looks at them and keep them out of their rhythm.
Yeah. So on a personal level, tell us a little bit, because being a coach, a young coach, you're really able to relate to your athletes a lot better than, I would be versus you.
Sure.
That's almost like 20 years, but don't get too proud of that.
You said it there. Not
but
me.
on a personal level, what has it meant for you to be able to watch this group and mold them and watch them stay committed through a process and kind of earn this chance that they have this week?
Yeah, it's really cool. I've actually recently, Coach Garrett's posted some of our old games, and I just kind of clicked through to kind of see some of the interactions I'd have between teammates and things like that. And you just kind of think about, like, these are the same relationships that I had at this point in my life that these girls are building now. And, I think one of the things, just coming in to talk tonight was just the belief they have in each other. There's really no situation where they don't feel like their teammate can't get it done, or they can't hit the free throw, or they can't make the right play, or they can't get the stop, whatever it is. I feel like the belief they have in one another, and when it comes to a team sport, that belief has to be there, And I feel like they've really stepped up and shown that verbally, they've shown that physically with their body language, belief in one another. And I think that really makes a huge difference when you've got 5 girls on the floor who can believe one another and play their best.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking forward to next week, because I'm hoping that we get to sit right here and do this again.
Okay,
and we talk about the next round of things.
That's our goal. I want to be here again.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And we'll be cheering. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.